Good morning, beautiful people. I hope all is well. My name is Alison. I am a dating and relationship coach, and I primarily work with singles to help them find the love and commitment that they deserve. So normally, every Wednesday morning, I do a live Q&A. However, I am off today, and so I decided instead of me pushing to do my live Q&A on Wednesday, I would push it back by one day and I would do it this Thursday. So hello, and welcome. Welcome Banner Bright, Sweet Sabes, 43X. Welcome Marlon, welcome Live in Love, Polo. Welcome Tyson, thank you for joining. Virgo, thank you for joining. She, her, me 99. Winter here. Winter is not here. Summer is here. Don't bring that winter stuff, is here. But welcome anyway. Carol, Loving Myself, welcome. Butte Beginnings, thank you for joining. Joseph, thank you for joining. Made Darker, thank you for joining. Welcome everyone. Thank you. So as I was saying, normally I do my live Q&As on Wednesday. I'm here on Instagram, but since I have today off, I don't know what you mean by that, Winter. No, I'm not. So I guess you're new, and that's okay. So I usually do my live streams on Wednesdays, but since I have today off on my day job, I said, I'm not going to push it. I'll actually do my live stream on Thursday. If there's anybody who is new to my page, this is the first time that you have joined me here live, please go ahead and introduce yourself. Let us know your name and where you're from so I can properly welcome you to the land of love. So how it works is that the day before I go live, I put in my stories a question that says live Q&A, put your questions below. And folks go ahead and they drop in any question that they may have in regards to dating and relationships. I read the questions anonymously and then I answer those questions, right? If there is time in the live stream, I will also take questions here. All you have to do is drop the question in that little bubble with the question mark there, and I will read it and I will address it. But more importantly than that, obviously, folks ask me these questions because I am a certified dating and relationship coach. I have a bachelor's degree in counseling with a master's degree in counseling with an extension in mental health. But I want to hear from you guys too. I love talking, but I would much rather be engaging with you all. So please, as I read the questions, I love to hear what you think, what your advice would be, and what your guidance will be. I think because I'm doing this a day late, I didn't really get the feedback and the amount of questions I normally get. I got 2 questions, and so we are going to jump right in. Again, if you have any questions in regards to dating or relationships, go ahead and drop it in the queue. It's the bubble with the question that is right there. And I would be more than happy to address it for you. Lastly, before I go ahead and read these questions, Instagram has rolled out something called badges, and it's an opportunity for content creators to connect with their audience through your donation. So if you are obliged, I'm more than happy the fact that you're just here. But if you are obliged and you'd like to donate, there are badges. You can see it at the bottom of your screen, and it gives you benefits like you get like a special heart, a shout out, and any questions that you ask get bumped up to the top of the queue. So I'd be able to answer those questions first and make sure that you are guided or assisted or whatever. All right. Just a quick shout out. Thank you. Exhilarating for joining. Echo is Jody. Thank you. And Des times Monique. Thank you for joining. All right. So the first question that I received is the following. Will you be a part of any live events this summer? Will you be a part of any live events this summer? So that is an excellent question, especially because New York City is opening up on July 1st. And so we have the opportunity, and 100%, so we have the opportunity to socialize and to be more out there with the audience. When I started my business, it was at the top of COVID. And so everything has been virtual, which is perfectly fine. I like my bed. I like my house. But it is nice to get out and to socialize. So to answer that question, I have one event thus far that is booked for this summer. I am going to be co-hosting a singles mixer. I'm going to be co-hosting a singles mixer here in Brooklyn, New York on July 18th. So as soon as that link is available, I will be promoting it. I will be posting it. It will be a link that's in my bio. So if there are any ladies or gentlemen who are interested in meeting up with me, but more importantly, introducing themselves and mixing with other singles in the New York City area, I'm going to be hosting a singles mixer. It's going to be a sip and paint mixer, which is on July 18th, and those tickets will be made available. The link will be available soon. Thank you, Japa Back, for purchasing a badge. I appreciate you. All right, next question. Where did I go? What am I doing? Here we go. Next question I received, and this is a question that I get a lot. What is the best advice for dating with children? What is the best advice for dating with children? And I feel like I answer this question every week, but that's A-okay because my audience is growing. So obviously there may be folks who haven't watched, don't have time to watch, or haven't gotten to it yet. So I'm going to say it again. I think to be a little bit more specific, what usually the real question is how do I maneuver in regards to introducing my children to the people that I date? When do I know when to transition from this person being someone that I'm dating and that's just between me and the adult? And when is it that I transition to this is a person I introduce into my life and more importantly then by default into my children's lives? So this is the way that I answer this question. This is my recommendation. We do not want to introduce every single person that we are dating to our children, right? One, for safety reasons. Obviously, we've vetted them enough to see that they are seemingly worthy for us to go out with, right? But we don't know their background. And so to introduce our children to potentially strangers would not be in their best interest in regards to their safety, right? So you really want to spend a lot of quality time with someone to be able to assess whether or not you think it's safe enough for them to be around your children. People love to say like, oh, I'm going to be around all the time. You're going to go to the bathroom. You're going to go to the door to get the takeout. You're going to go down to the basement to get extra blankets. Like you're not going to be around your children 24/7. And so, of course, you do want to be hesitant in regard to introducing adults to your children initially, right? Well, you also don't want your children to have a negative impression of you. And I know that you may think, well, or some people may think, that's not really a big deal. Who really cares? Like, they're kids. They don't know better. We don't want them walking around and saying that mommy and daddy always had a new guy or a new girl in the house every other minute, right? We don't want them to feel as though they're not a top priority in our lives and mommy and daddy was always going on dates and always seeing other people. So we do want to be mindful to not introduce every person that we are going out on dates. And that's how I'm defining dating. Not a committed relationship, meaning I am romantically interested in you, you are romantically interested in me, and then we spend quality time together. That is dating, right? We're not introducing every and any old body because you'll go out on 3 dates and realize that person's inappropriate for you. Not that they're a bad person, it's not a good match. And then now you done wasted up your card of now your daughter, your son has met 15 people. Like, come on. So we have to be practical in that regard. However, we do not want to be in a position where we are introducing our children to someone after we have fallen in love. We are committed. Now there's an introduction and a couple of things. One, this person that we are seeing that we're now head over heels in love with doesn't like my kid doesn't like them. They're not the parental type, right? They just don't have that skill set. Whether or not they have children, just because somebody has children doesn't mean automatically that they are the parenting type. You don't like their parenting style. The kid is just like really does not take to this person. Now, some may say, well, perhaps, the kid is just being difficult because they really want you to be with mommy. They really want you to be with daddy. They don't want to give somebody a chance. That may be the case. And each parent has to decide how much of this is that this child is purposefully being difficult without inserting their own emotion and their own desires. How much of this is my kid is being difficult because in reality, what they want is that their mom or their dad is with the other parent. And how much of this is that there is a personality clash that just does not work. There is a parental styling that just doesn't work. Every adult has to figure it out. Every parent has to figure that out. And that might also include counseling, right? Because if you are not equipped to figure out a problem that you are facing in your life, then you should reach out to a professional. I talk about this all the time. If I'm trying to lose weight and I can't lose those last 5-10 pounds, then maybe I need to hire a fitness coach. If I want to style my hair in a particular way and I can't get it in the way that I want, then I'm going to hire a hairstylist. Like, reach out to the professionals when you need help. You would do it in any other regard. If you need to fix your tiles and you know that you're not handy, you might reach out to a contractor. So if you're having difficulty in your family, amongst your children, and in your life, and you can't figure it out, it is in your best interest to hire a professional who has the skill set, who has the training, who's in a position to sort those kind of things out for you. So let's go back to the question at hand. So each parent has to decide if they are introducing their partner to their child, how much of it is that the child is, if there's difficulty, how much of it is that the child is purposely pushing back because what they really want is either their mom to themselves, their dad to themselves, or their parent with the other parent that they're no longer with, and how much of it is that this is just really not an appropriate match. So we can't have either ends of the spectrum. Either ends of the spectrum are problematic. We cannot introduce every single human being because it's not safe. And two, you don't want your kid to have a memory that says mommy had men in and out the house all the time. You just don't. And I know a lot of people don't want to talk about that, but that is just not an impression that you want to leave on your child. You also want to leave an impression on your child. And I'm going to be sexist and y'all are going to forgive me because I'm speaking from a woman's perspective. You don't want the impression for your girl child to think that I just should be dating. Now, you can because you're a grown-ass woman, you're a grown-ass man. You can do whatever the hell you want to do. You don't want that kind of impression. If your child decides that they want to be someone who is dating a lot in their adult life, then that's their business. And it doesn't mean you're sleeping with everybody, but I'm just saying, you don't want your child to have that impression. And I'm sure there are ramifications for boy child too. I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying from my perspective, as a woman, that's not the impression that you want to give, okay? Also, on the other end, you also do not want to be in a position where you're introducing someone you have fallen in love with. You guys have been dating for a year. They want to commit. You're talking about next steps. And now you're doing an introduction to your children. Because if that relationship doesn't work between your child and that person, now you're heartbroken. Well, now you're in a position where you may have to choose. If you choose the child, then you're heartbroken. And you even might be, and people might not want to say this out loud, very upset with your child. You may be feeling as though they are purposely trying to ruin your opportunity to find love again. Who wants that kind of contention in their household between an adult parent and a child, right? So you don't want either end of the spectrum. You want to meet right halfway in the middle. So this is, to answer the question I just spoke very long-winded for, this is where you meet in the middle. This is when you introduce a child to the person that you're seeing. My advice will be to do it when you care for this person and you can foresee a future. When you are dating someone and you say, I not only like them, I care about them. This is the step before love. I go on a date. I care, I see a future, and then I want that future. Right in the middle. So this is the benefit. The reason why you're going to do it that way is that if things don't work out with this person, it will not break your heart. You are not going to feel as though life is over. I'm never going to find somebody else who loves me, blah, 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 right? It's not as big of a loss. And then also, you would not be necessarily as, even if it's quiet, I know a lot of parents and mothers wouldn't want to say this out loud, but it's the truth. You're not going to be as frustrated with your child because you feel as though this child is purposely trying to sabotage the opportunity for you to find love again. Right in the middle, right? If the relationship doesn't work out with the kid and it really is like the person you're dating and the child and the personality or the parenting style doesn't match, you're not going to be as annoyed. You're not going to be as frustrated. You're not going to be as heartbroken because you're just not as attached. It's not as much of a loss for you. So again, my recommendation when you are dating and you have children, in regards to when to introduce this person into your life in regards to your children, it would be not immediately, but not after you've fallen in love. It needs to be a fair medium in between when you say, I care for this person and I could foresee a future. If those are phrases that you can say honestly, then that's when it's time for an introduction, right? Now, the other side of this coin is that you also need to have clear communication with the other parent if the other parent is involved in this person's life. If the other parent is involved in this child's life, then there needs to be and should have been a conversation as soon as the relationship ended in regards to what are the boundaries that we're putting in place in regards to us dating and introducing our children to these people. That conversation should have already happened. If it didn't happen, it's okay, but that conversation should have happened already. There should have been a conversation that went like this. Hey, X, I hope all is well. I know that we've now been separated for 6 months. I know that we've now been separated for 3 months. I know that we've all been separated for a year, whatever. Obviously, I'm going to start seeing people again, and obviously, you're going to start seeing people again if either body doesn't have somebody. So let's set up parameters around having the children around the person. What are your thoughts? Do you want it to be that we date without introduction, and then if we think the person is viable, then we talk to each other and I introduce you to that person first, and then we go from there? How are we going to play this? This is called adulthood. It's called adulthood because when you have decided to be a parent, if it's at the age of 16 or 20 or 25 or 42, you are officially an adult. Nobody cares about any feelings that are lingering. Nobody cares that you're upset because the child support is late every other month. Nobody cares about the fact that she cheated on you and so you feel as though you're going to be salty forever. Nobody cares because there's another human being that's on this earth that you and your partner gladly made. In a bedroom, in a car, on a vacation, or somewhere. So nobody cares about your emotions. So you need to step up, right? And you have to co-parent as efficiently as possible. It is in your best interest to already have an outline created about the rules and regulations in regards to dating when you share a child with someone. Those are things that you should establish as soon as it's healthy enough between the both of you to discuss it. And if it's not, get a professional that's going to intervene. Because how long are we going to take? 4 years to have a conversation? We're not only talking about between parents. We're not only talking about child support and visitation. We're not only talking about medical expenses and braces. We're not only talking about football games and gymnastics classes. We're also talking about we are individuals who will continue to live our lives. And so how can we function in this world together for the best interest of this child, which will include very difficult conversations. It may include, I would prefer that you do not have anyone around my child until they meet first. Now, whether or not you're going to go for that might be a different story. Whether or not you need a professional who's going to intervene, you do a couple of sessions with a family therapist so that you can help figure out what those boundaries are, is up to you. At the end of the day, these are conversations that need to be had ASAP. You're not going to wait until you're engaged to say to your child's mother or to your child's father, hey, this person asked for my hand in marriage. And these are boundaries that you need to establish as soon as the relationship is over. That's what you need to do. You can give it some time, give it some months, but you know that either party is going to begin to date. And so that conversation needs to be had. It's a part of adulthood. Suck it up. Unless that person literally abused you, then I don't know what to tell you. And if that's the case, then there should be orders of other stuff that's beyond my realm. I'm not a lawyer. Other than that, you need to suck it up and work it out. So we're going to take questions. Received a question that says, I got kicked out for a second, so I hope you didn't already answer this. How do you address if you like a person but feels she is moving too fast? Okay, no, I didn't answer that because I didn't receive that. So you didn't send it to me through my stories like you're supposed to, which this is the halfway mark. So let me just do a reset. My name is Alison. I am a dating and relationship coach. I primarily work with singles to help them find the love and commitment that they deserve. Normally on Wednesdays, I do a live Q&A where I take questions in my stories on the Tuesday, and then Wednesday I go live. But I'm off of work, my day job today, so I said, you know what, I'm going to push it back and I'm going to do it today, even though I have tons of things to do, adulthood. But nonetheless, this is why I'm here today. I've already answered the questions that were sent to me in advance, so I'm now taking questions in the question queue, which is the bubble that's at the bottom right-hand corner. If there's anybody who's obliged to support me, you can go ahead and purchase a badge. Thank you, young, your name is hard to read. Young O Jesus. Don't kill me because I know that you don't necessarily play with Christianity like that. Thank you for the badge. I really appreciate it. All right. Oh, thank you, Britt Brad, for the badge. I appreciate it. So the question was again, how do you address if you like a person but feels she is moving too fast? Okay. So, and you might not like my answer. You're going to tell her you're moving too fast. Hey, I really like you, but I feel as though this relationship is progressing a little faster than what I'd like. This is how I see a healthy relationship progressing. These are the steps. This is the time frame. What are your thoughts? I tell this to my clients all the time. When you have an issue or a concern, you tell the person what the issue or the concern is, and you put it right back in their court. So this is not an issue of you need to slow down. You need to slow down is aggressive, and it comes across as you're attacking. What you'll say is your concerns. I feel like this relationship is going a little bit faster than I anticipated or that I feel comfortable. This is the timeline. These are the expectations. This is what I was looking for. And let me take a step back. I really like you. Start with a compliment. I really like you. I like the way that things are going. However, I feel like this relationship is going a little bit faster than I anticipated. Resolution time. This is the way that I see a relationship should progress. I think that we should be dating for X amount of time. And then if we decide we can move in together. And then if we decide, right? So you need to give a resolution. It can't be, it's going too fast, so slow down. It needs to be, it's going too fast because we've done this, and this in this amount of time when I expected it to be this amount of time. Be very specific. Lay it out. And then you put the ball right back in their court. What are your thoughts? This is the ball. What are your thoughts? Put it right back in there. So you're not attacking. You're not being aggressive. You're not blaming, right? You're leading with the positive. I like you. When we spend time together, it's amazing. You're then secondarily going to the issue at hand from the I perspective. And then the last thing that you're going to do is put it right back in their court. What are your thoughts? Thank you, D Sweets, for the badge. I appreciate it. Iconic Cheerlead, that is a hefty question. If you like a person who has a kid, what are your thoughts on joining a sports program where the kids can also interact and individuals have the same space to get to know each other? I need some more clarity. I don't understand that, Iconic Cheerlead. I don't know if that's a shameless plug, which is okay because I'm one of the owners of Iconic Cheerlead, or what. I need some clarity. So what are you saying? Like, the person has a kid, you have a kid, and so you join your kid into the program so they can spend quality time? I don't understand the question. Please restate it, okay? And put it in the queue as per the instructions. Thank you, Iconic Cheerlead. Next question. Advice for someone who's been in a relationship, who's never been in a relationship, but is ready to get into one. Advice for someone who's never been in a relationship, but ready to get into one. So, unfortunately, there's so many limited characters. So I'm going to answer the question in the way that I understand it. So are you talking about you've never been in a relationship, you're actively dating someone, and you're looking to transition that dating relationship to a committed one? Or you're talking about you've never been in a relationship, you're not dating anybody, and you want to know how to start dating to lead to? I'm going to go with the second one because I have a better answer for the second one. So if you have never been in a relationship and you want to be in a committed relationship and you're not seeing anybody right now, so really what you need is dating 101. If that's the case, then I would recommend that you click the link in my bio, the first button, which is called a training called The Partner You Deserve. It's a free training. It's like an hour and 20 minutes, and it outlines how to begin the dating process. And I'm actually going to be hosting. Oh, good. So we're on the same page. I'm actually going to be hosting a class coming up in the coming weeks called Dating 101, which really just pulls out how to date. There are so many people that either have never been in a relationship, they're divorced or separated after a long-term relationship, and they don't understand the new dating scene. They don't understand dating apps. They don't know how to balance both organic dating as well as online dating, and they need that advice. So the quick answer is click the link in my bio, first button, the partner you deserve. It talks about dating, but I am going to be hosting Dating 101, a masterclass in the coming weeks. And as soon as it's ready, you're going to see postings multiple times a day throughout my stories. I'll mention in my lives, so you'll know that it's there if that's something that you want to invest in. But what I would say is investment is key. It's either going to be investment in time or investment in money, but you need to learn the tricks of the trade, and you don't want to waste time, okay? Miss Carter says, I am a woman with a toddler and want to start dating. Dating tips. I need more details. What do you mean in regards to dating tips? So if it's in regards to the introduction part, I already covered that in the beginning of the live. If you mean something else, then give me a little bit more details. What exactly is the issue with having a toddler that you would need specific dating tips? If it's not the introduction part, introducing your child to the new potential mate, then what is it specifically that's the problem? And then I think I'll be able to then answer your question with a resolution. Okay? Next question. 2 separate individuals meet up. Both of them have kids. They use their kids as an opportunity to make time for the relationship. Okay. Is that bad on the parents to use the kids as one way into the relationship? Okay, so I'm going to answer the question in the best way that I can because I'm still not exactly sure. So both parties have children on their own. They want to date. They want to see each other. And so they use the children, enroll them in the same activity so they can spend quality time together. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't consider that using. I think that's managing your time wisely. So if you have children, they're both interested in an activity, you both can afford it, enroll them, and then you get to spend quality time together. There's nothing wrong with that. All right. Miss Carter says, just any advice when it comes to balancing with a kid and dating? Time is the issue. Okay, got it. So how do you manage your time? That's an excellent question. And this is a general answer for anyone who has a hard time managing time. So what I would recommend is actually creating what's called a time journal. You can Google it. You can go onto YouTube. A time journal. And what you do for a week is you literally, like a food journal, you write down how much time you're spending doing different things. So every time you pick up an activity or you put down an activity, you write it down. And not a summary in the top of your day, like I work from 8 to 5. I did it. No. For the whole week, every day you write down what you do in this time journal, right? Now you're going to look back and you're going to realize that you have a lot more time than what you anticipate. And I'm happy that you're here, but I'm going to give you an example. You're on this live stream here with me right now. That is something that needs to be a part of your journal. This is something that you don't have to do, even though I love that you're here and I don't want you to leave. But just for example of practicality, this is not an essential element of your life. So social media may be something that's in your journaling that you realize got to go. You don't have the time for it because you're balancing your life with your child, with your job, and then making the effort to date. So using a time journal will help you to figure out where are the areas that you can cut back on and then reinvesting that time into what matters most. In your particular case, obviously your child, your life, and then finding the partner that you deserve. So time journaling, it works and it helps you to assess where you're wasting that time so that you can reevaluate and repurpose that time in the things that matter. That's what my recommendation would be for you. Go ahead and Google it and also check it out on YouTube. Time journaling. So, all right, beautiful people, it has been a pleasure. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up here. I'm actually going to be going live again in 3.5 hours at 3:30 p.m. So please join me again. If you do not receive alerts, you can go ahead and turn on the notifications. And you will receive an alert every time that I post or go live. And so you can share that with a friend. If there's anyone who you think could benefit from my page, from the content, from the reels, from the videos, from the lives, if they need advice or guidance that I offer for free, normally every Wednesday, even though today is Thursday, go ahead and share this. And if you know somebody who wants to invest in themselves, to hire a professional who can guide them first, as I always say, vet me, vet everybody. check out the testimonials. I just posted an amazing testimonial. It's in my highlights. It's called Testimonials. Just posted a video testimonial as well as screenshots, so you guys can go ahead and vet me to see if I am the person that you need in order to help you to get your love life in order. Again, it's been amazing. Enjoy the rest of your day. Adios, amigos.